Why offer ourselves to God? Paul urges us to offer ourselves to God as a living sacrifice. What does this mean, and why should we? The term living sacrifice seems to be an oxymoron. In the Old Testament, once offered, the sacrifice would be reduced to ashes. How could a sacrifice be living? Paul seems to suggest we can give ourselves as living beings totally to God. We don't belong to ourselves anymore. Instead, we belong to God. Some people live for their independence. They are the bosses of their own lives, and no one can tell them what to do. Some live for their spouses, children, careers, money, fame, or power. These things become their idols, controlling them. They live for and sacrifice themselves to these false gods. But Paul urges us to live for God and sacrifice ourselves to Him. Why should we? First, we should because of God's love for us. Christ voluntarily laid down His life for us. No one forced Him to do it. In Gethsemane, Christ knew of His impending suffering, yet He still followed through. Second, God is infinitely wise. He knows what is best for us, much more than we do. Thus, we should follow His guidance. Sometimes short-term outcomes don't make sense, but we need to trust Him. In a certain way, this is similar to drawing a flower using the right side of the brain. If we use this approach, when we try to mimic the outlines of the flower, some of the strokes may not make sense at the time of drawing. But if we just keep going, all the strokes eventually will come together to reproduce the picture of the flower. If we follow God's guidance, He will be responsible for the outcome. We can rest in Him. In conclusion, because of God's love and His infinite wisdom, we should live as if we belong to God. Follow Him, let Him take charge, and live for Him. We hope you enjoyed that summary of a Tim Keller sermon. For more summaries like this, visit insightfulsermons.com.